Your prompts are broken. If you think of your large language model as a brainstorming buddy, you will never use it in production. You must think of it as an endpoint. The fundamental mismatch is this: a chatbot operates probabilistically. It predicts the next most likely word. An API endpoint, however, must be deterministic. Predictability is achieved not by hoping the LLM behaves, but by constraining it. So how do we constrain this probabilistic giant? We move past simple instructions and introduce 3 layers of structural enforcement: few-shot examples, chain of thought forcing, and finally, strict output schema adherence. Layer 1, few-shot prompting. Don't just ask the LLM to categorize text, give it 3 examples of how you want it categorized. Show it the input and the desired, perfect output. This elevates the prompt from a vague query to a learned pattern. The LLM is no longer guessing, it is mimicking the successful sequence you provided. Layer 2, chain of thought. If the task is complex, say, sentiment analysis followed by action item generation, you cannot skip the thinking process. Force it to reason aloud before giving the final answer. By asking it to think step by step, you force the LLM to decompose the problem, making its eventual output transparent, debuggable, and far more reliable. This combination of few-shot and COT is usually enough for medium complexity tasks. But when you need machine integration, you need Layer 3, Strict JSON Schema enforcement. You are no longer asking for an answer, you are demanding compliance with a contract. You provide the LLM not just with the instructions, but with the exact schema it must populate. This is where we transition from conceptual discussion to implementation. We move into the code. Here is the process. First, define your output structure using a JSON schema. This acts as the ultimate guardrail. Then, you prime your prompt. You instruct the LLM to analyze this text and return a response that strictly conforms to the following schema. The LLM's job changes from be creatives to fill in the blanks. It is no longer guessing the structure, it is executing a data mapping task. When you combine few-shot examples in the prompt body, chain of thought for complex reasoning, and strict schema validation on your backend, you achieve production readiness. This is the critical shift: you are moving from using AI as a magic box and making it your application's predictable, high-fidelity microservice. Stop trying to coax a chatbot into obedience. Give it the contracts, and watch it deliver.